This morning, as the Ukrainian capital's attacked again, NATO kicks off nuclear training exercises in Europe. The pre-planned drills taking place in Belgium, the North Sea and the United Kingdom, involving 14 countries with up to 60 aircraft, including US B-52 long-range bombers. Russia's holding its own nuclear drills this month, likely to also include live missiles like previous years. Vladimir Putin stoking nuclear fears recently over US and NATO support for Ukraine, calling a direct conflict a very dangerous move which could lead to a global catastrophe. Now the Kremlin sending almost 9,000 soldiers to Belarus to allegedly protect its strategic border it shares with Ukraine.
A scene of utter devastation. A 9-storey tower block on fire, the intense flames fed by a full load of jet fuel as ammunition continues to explode. Vision appears to show explosions aboard the plane as it plunged towards the building. The fire engulfed several stories, killing several people immediately, leaving others fatally trapped. At least 17 apartments were affected by the fire. About 100 residents were evacuated. The pilots managed to eject. One found on his back, struggling to move. He's asked if he was shot down. No, he replies. The Russian Defence Ministry said the twin-engine Su-34 bomber crash resulted from an engine failure on takeoff.
A leading political activist in Belarus was sentenced to 25 years in prison on Monday for opposing President Alexander Lukashenko's regime. Mikolai Avtuhovich was convicted on charges of plotting a terror attack, high treason and conspiracy to seize power. It's the latest step in the country's brutal crackdown on political dissidents. It comes just 10 days after jailed Belarusian activist Ales Bialyatsky was jointly awarded the 2022 Nobel Peace Prize for his work with the Vyazna Human Rights Center.
The country says its policy towards Ukraine has not changed. There was a row when the diaspora minister said on Twitter that there is no doubt where Israel should stand in this bloody conflict. The time has come for Ukraine to receive military aid. These comments were made after some reports suggested that Israel's arch-rival Iran is sending suicide drones to Russia. Since the invasion in February this year, Israel has maintained its stance. It has sent shipments of humanitarian aid to Ukraine, but no defense weapons. So it was expected that any change in the policy will anger Russia. And that's exactly what happened. Soon after the diaspora minister's remark, former president of Russia sent out a warning that the move will destroy all ties with Israel.
China has a lot to learn to compete with the US as the world's top gun. But some former British military pilots appear willing to offer advice in return for generous pay packages. A Western official says around 30 ex-fast jet and helicopter pilots are working in China right now, and more are being targeted in what one analyst called a major security breach. Pilots who can fly jets like this Typhoon, as well as others, curiously haven't broken any laws by training the Chinese. It's an embarrassing loophole that's quickly being closed, including with new legislation.
Iran's judiciary says 4 more people have died as a result of a fire at Tehran's Evin prison. There are now a total of 8 reported deaths in the fire. On Sunday, officials had said 4 people died from smoke inhalation. According to the authorities, the fire was caused by a riot in a workshop. Rights groups are calling for an independent investigation.
a sight now all too familiar in Haiti. Anti-government protests descending into the looting of stores. Rocks thrown at police, who respond by firing tear gas. Port-au-Prince was engulfed in another day of protests on Monday, this time against the US and Canada sending military gear, such as armored vehicles, to Haitian law enforcement last week to help it combat local gangs. Some demonstrators waved Russian flags in an apparent act of rejecting Western foreign powers. On Monday, the US and Mexico proposed deploying a security mission to restore order in Haiti amid a worsening humanitarian crisis.
At least 6 people are feared dead in a helicopter crash near Kedarnath shrine in Uttarakhand's Gadod Chatti. The administration team has left for the spot for relief and rescue work. Confirming the casualties, Abhinav Kumar, Special Principal Secretary to the Chief Minister UK, said 6 people died in the helicopter crash in Fata, Uttarakhand. The Aryan helicopter was carrying 6 people, 2 pilots and 4 pilgrims. It took off from Guptakashi and was on its way to Kedarnath. It was set to cover 33 kilometers.